Clashes in the Labounais/Naqoura area since the 8th of October have involved tank and small arms fire, airstrikes, Iron Dome interceptions, and multiple explosions. 2 peacekeepers were wounded when earlier today a UN post, OP-14, in UNIFIL's headquarters in Naqoura was hit by tank fire.
Demand that the Lebanese army and UNIFIL finally fulfill their obligations and take up the tasks they are mandated to carry out. Support Israel in our necessary operations to push Hezbollah back to the Litani River.
This situation has put our peacekeepers at serious risk. Clashes in the Labounais/Naqoura area since the 8th of October have involved tank and small arms fire, airstrikes, Iron Dome interceptions, and multiple explosions. 2 peacekeepers were wounded when earlier today a UN post, OP-14, in UNIFIL's headquarters in Naqoura was hit by tank fire. Close by, also early this morning, IDF soldiers fired on the UN position, UNP 131, from an opening in the fence made by the IDF the previous day during adjacent groundworks. Several vehicles and a communication system were damaged. Previously, I have highlighted that Hezbollah activities in the vicinity of UN positions held the potential to draw return fire. Now we face a similar situation with the Israel Defense Forces installing positions directly adjacent to UN positions, a development that we strongly protest. UNIFIL operational activities have virtually come to a halt since 23rd of September. Peacekeepers have been confined to their bases with significant periods of time in shelter. This severe impediment to the mission's freedom of movement within the area of operation has limited the mission's monitoring and reporting ability. The security environment has also presented challenges for the resupply of fuel, food, and water for UN positions. The deconfliction of UNIFIL logistics movements remains paramount. The mission is monitoring the security and sustainability of each of its positions, especially those on the blue line, adjusting accordingly.
كذلك لم توفر إسرائيل البنية التحتية المدنية في عدوانها، فقد أخرج القصف الإسرائيلي عدة مستشفيات عن الخدمة، وقطع معبر المصنع، وهو الرابط الأساسي بين لبنان وسوريا الذي يستخدمه آلاف النازحين اللبنانيين والسوريين الهاربين من هول العدوان. وتم قصف ناقل المياه الأساسي لنهر الليطاني الذي يستخدم لري مساحات واسعة من الأراضي الزراعية، واستهداف محيط قلعة بعلبك الرومانية الأثرية المدرجة على قائمة التراث العالمي للأونسكو. ونحن نتساءل ما الفائدة العسكرية لضرب معبر حدودي حيوي ومحول مياه أساسي ومعلم أثري ثقافي تاريخي؟ كما نسأل اليوم ما هي الغاية من استهداف الصحفيين وعمال الإغاثة والطواقم الطبية؟ هل هذه هي العملية الجراحية العسكرية الدقيقة التي يتحدثون عنها؟
This conflict began with a decision made by Hassan Nasrallah. It was Nasrallah who chose to tie his fate and that of Hezbollah with Hamas. He linked their war with the one Hamas has waged against Israel, knowing full well that it would bring suffering upon Lebanon and Israel. And this council was warned. On September 20, I stood before you and urged you to act before it was too late. I told you, and I quote, "When the time comes, do not look to us for blame in protecting our people. Now is your time to speak up and act before we have to. Your silence has forced our hand." Council members, look to the future and the reality we all strive for. A future without Hezbollah terrorizing Israel and Lebanon. A sovereign, sovereign Lebanon, and a future of calm. If this is the future you truly seek, there is only one path forward: implementing Resolutions 1701 and 1559. Demand that the Lebanese army and UNIFIL finally fulfill their obligations and take up the tasks they are mandated to carry out. Support Israel in our necessary operations to push Hezbollah back to the Litani River.